experience something extraordinary. At our French restaurant Le Vrai, we pay attention to every detail in our ingredients. Come and try our special dessert designed to satisfy all your senses.
I wrote it myself.
And our exquisite house special filet mignon. You would do anything for seconds. It's the best restaurant in Mega City. When you get hungry, you have no other choice. Visit us at Le Vrai. It's a simple cause and effect.
Welcome to our minute-to-minute analysis of the third and final movie in the original Matrix trilogy, Matrix Revolutions. In The Matrix, we were introduced to a post-apocalyptic world where humans were trapped in a simulation, waiting for a savior to free them. That savior came and destroyed the ancients of the system, which was thought to be impossible. The fight for human liberation had begun. Matrix Reloaded, however, revealed that everything that was established in the first movie was a lie. That even though Neo woke up from the simulation, he was still being controlled. The machine's control over humans is greater than we thought. Thus, the revolution must begin. It is time to analyze every little detail of Matrix Revolutions. Welcome to Matrix Explained.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Before we begin today's video, we would like to invite you to visit the Street Fighter Verse, a channel dedicated to everything Street Fighter. Would you like to know what is the Hadouken, or if Bison has been dead the entire time? Then please visit Street Fighter Verse. Link to the channel in the description below. The movie begins with a similar title screen. Like Matrix Reloaded, this title screen has much to tell. After showing the code beyond the Matrix, a burst of yellow light covers the screen. This golden light is one of the most mysterious elements in the Matrix universe. For some, it represents machine consciousness. For others, it is the source. Perhaps it is a representation of the true reality. The important thing is that this light cannot be overlooked. A better description of what happens in this scene is in the movie script. Fade in. On the Matrix at code level, where we are traveling with the speed of thought, rushing through streaks of cold light before pausing to survey an area from above, as a god might. We glide down for a slightly closer look at the encoded metropolis, effortlessly moving through the walls and rooms of a skyscraper until we again accelerate beyond the speed of light to search. Interestingly, the script refers to this golden light as coded light, which could indicate that it is a creation of the machines. But this is a topic for another video. The light turns into Mega City, then into a strange symbol, and ending in the classic green binary matrix code. The movie now begins inside the ship Mjolnir, or the Hammer, whose crew had just rescued Morpheus and his crew. They were lucky because the Hammer was searching for Niobe and Ghost, but they found them instead. Captain Roland of the Hammer believes that Niobe and Ghost are dead. Even if they are, they can still use their ship, and thus Roland orders a quick sweep search of the area to find the Logos, Niobe's ship. What are Niobe and Ghost? What are they doing? Those questions are answered in the Enter the Matrix video game. But don't worry, we plan to make a summary of the game's plot very soon. We move on to the Hammer's medic, Maggie, bringing food to Trinity at the medbay. This shot is very important. Notice that Neo and Bane are lying on stretchers opposite each other. As we know, the one lying opposite to Neo is not Bane. It is Smith, who has possessed his body. What's interesting about this scene is its symbolism. Both Neo and Bane, or Smith, are unconscious, lying down opposite each other in a similar position, and even wearing similar clothing. It visually emphasizes that Neo and Smith are the same. They are two sides to the same coin, the positive and the negative.
You see these cuts? I think they're self-inflicted.
In Matrix Reloaded, Smith cut himself to feel human pain. He was experiencing for the first time what it was like to be made of flesh and bone, what it's like to be human. Yet those cuts make him suspicious in the eyes of the crew. And so Captain Rowland wants to interrogate him. This shows that the agents do not feel pain, and Smith cutting himself was the first time he felt such a sensation. Morpheus asks Rowland to search for Neo in the Matrix. AK, the ship's operator, asks how could he be inside the simulation if he is not plugged in. That is a very good question. Morpheus is being guided by the impossible thing Neo did. He destroyed a group of Sentinels with his mind. He somehow was connected to them. As Neo said, he could feel them. Morpheus is asking to verify something that should be impossible. Let's reflect for a moment on what happened just a few moments ago before the film began. Morpheus recently learned that all of his beliefs were lies, so maybe certain laws of the Matrix may also be lies. Just like Kid was able to disconnect himself from the Matrix, maybe Neo can somehow connect into the Matrix without needing to be jacked in. Furthermore, Maggie can see how Neo's brain is acting like that of a person connected to the Matrix. We have to stop here for a moment and analyze why this is so important. Though Neo is unconscious at the medbay, his brain is somehow transmitting his consciousness into the simulation. That is, if Neo is connected to the Matrix, he must have some kind of built-in wireless antenna inside of him. Remember that the red pills do have mechanical implants, but it is also important to know that the film is showing us how the human consciousness, or soul, is something physical or tangible that cannot be separated from the human body. If it is, then the human will die both in the Matrix and in the real world. You could say that the human soul is not only part of the body, it is the body. AK searches the Matrix for Neo, but finds nothing. Colt, another crew member, notifies the crew that the Sentinels will be in Zion in less than 20 hours. In one scene in Enter the Matrix, the train man warned Niobe that the previous Zion was destroyed in 72 hours once the Sentinels began their attack, meaning that her Zion is less than 30 hours away from reaching its end. As Roland gives his orders to return to Zion, they receive an important call from Seraph. The ex-agent from the first Matrix and faithful guardian of the Oracle has a message from the fortune teller.
I bring word from the Oracle. You must come at once.
In the movie script, Seraph says those exact words, but there is an extra line of dialogue that is not in the movie. Seraph, I bring word from the Oracle. She knows what has happened to Neo. You must come at once. Very interesting. Of course, the Oracle does explain to Morpheus and Trinity what happened to Neo. She can't see beyond the Matrix after all. The line, she knows what has happened to Neo, was probably omitted because it seemed redundant. Neo fought the Sentinels and was rendered unconscious. Still, the Oracle knew what happened to him. Unlike the previous film, where the Oracle acted like a missing person and Morpheus and Neo were looking for her, now it is she who is looking for them. Don't forget Morpheus's current predicament. He has to meet the Oracle after hearing from Neo that her prophecy was a lie. Neo awakens, not on the ship, but in a strange place. Keeping up with the common theme of the Matrix movies, Neo has woken up many times. The action of waking up symbolizes from the gain of new knowledge to just being trapped in a bad dream. Neo wakes up and sees that he is being watched by a little girl.
Good morning.
The bright white light makes it look like Neo had woken up in the afterlife, and the girl was an angel watching over him.
Who are you?
My name is Sati. Your name is Snail. My papa says you're not supposed to be here. He says you must be lost. Are you lost, Snail?
Neo is inside what looks to be like a train station. On the wall, it says Mobile Ave, Mobile being an acronym for Limbo. Neo is in Limbo, a world between two worlds. Sati asking Neo if he is lost does refer to his current situation, being stranded in a place he should not be in. But it also refers to him not knowing what to do next, because after his conversation with the architect, nothing makes sense anymore. he no longer has a purpose. Neo wakes up in each movie at some point. The first time we see him in The Matrix, he is asleep in front of his computer. In Reloaded, he wakes up from the nightmare of Trinity's death. And in Revolutions, Neo wakes up in Limbo, that is, Mobile Ave. In all three movies, Neo wakes up questioning his purpose. But this is about to change in Matrix Revolutions. Next time, Neo meets the parents of the mysterious Sati, the sweet little girl who hides massive potential and mystery. For Matrix Explained, please leave a like and subscribe. And thank you for visiting the Desert of the Real.